Now we got to get to this story that's going to candidly be a little bit of a mind blow when you soak this all in. History has been made at the Fort Worth Zoo. The zoo says a baby gorilla was born via C-section, and that happened last month.
Okay, that sounds pretty normal, but listen to this part. The surgery was performed by a doctor who typically operates on humans. Madison Sawyer spoke with that doctor who performed the surgery. It is a story you will only see here, but you should know this was not their first time meeting.
Dr. Jamie Walker-Irwin, a local OBGYN, has been helping the zoo with complicated situations. And in January, zookeepers told Dr. Irwin their pregnant gorilla named Sakani was displaying some unusual behaviors like holding her head, and they suspected that she might have headaches, which is a sign of preeclampsia, a potentially fatal pregnancy complication for mom and baby. Testing confirmed that diagnosis, and Dr. Irwin started making calls to assemble a team.
I said, "Are you busy on Friday afternoon?" He's like, "Well, let me check my schedule. Why? What do you have?" And I said, "Well, you're not going to believe this, but we need to go to the zoo and do a C-section on a gorilla. And by the way, you can't tell anyone. This is top secret. Nobody can know."
Much like patient-physician privacy, think primate-physician privacy. Dr. Irwin assembled her dream team in secret, including a surgical assistant, anesthesiologist, and neonatologist, because the zoo needed a seasoned team to handle this delicate surgery, one that had handled hundreds of C-sections together over the years, including mine. When I looked at that press release and I saw your name, I thought, of course you would be the OB that they would choose to deliver a baby gorilla, because I knew in my care that I could trust you. And then to do this for a gorilla, what was that like?
Things I won't forget is when they shaved her abdomen. She's got this really thick fur.
But despite the fur, so much of the surgery was the same, including the human touch.
You know, the incision was made exactly the same place, exactly the same size. The only thing was different was her skin. Her skin felt like cutting into leather, but then after that, it was almost like autopilot.
Even the care the premature baby gorilla received immediately upon birth was the same.
They started, doing normal resuscitation just like you would do on a human baby. Getting her warm was important, and getting her breathing was important, and having her eat soon. There's some photos where she has the nasal cannula and she's getting supplemental oxygen just to help her open up her lungs.
The team had delivered life into the world thousands of times before, but they still did not know exactly what to expect this time.
And I thought, what's this gonna look like? We didn't know if it was boy or girl, we didn't know. And she just came out, and she was just the absolute cutest thing. Just a little furrier than usual, than what I'm used to. Yeah, it's like, look at this. We just did this.
Dr. Irwin's specialty of women now crossing over into a new species.
Our love for women, it knows no bounds. It's a calling, and I love that I was able to use my gifts for another mom that was in trouble.
The zoo believes Dr. Irwin likely saved Sakani's life and the baby gorilla's life, who now has a special name.
I can tell you, we're naming her Jamila. And in Swahili, it means beautiful. But also, Jamila is kind of like Jamie. So we're naming the baby Jamila for Jamie because of her assistance and her immediate response to our need.
That's really touching. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to go visit her and to see her, and for my kids to come see her. I love that I'm connected to this baby girl gorilla, Jamila, forever.
Madison Sawyer reporting tonight. They are so magically just like us, right? How crazy. I told you, promised you a mind blow, right, when you saw the story.
Absolutely. It is going to be a season of renewal for this area, and the sun coming up, the beauty, the natural beauty of the river still shining bright is certainly one glimmer of encouragement that we've found this week as we've been on the move throughout this area of Kerr County. Now, as we've been on the move, we've been in areas like Hunt, Ingram, Kerrville, all areas that we've seen signs of hope. Everywhere you go in Kerr County, signs. Some spelt out, others unspoken. Like the ribbons tied around trees in the local summer camp colors. All messages of hope heard loud and clear by emergency responders, rescue workers, volunteers, news crews, and local residents. All on the move, sometimes forced to slow down.
But these people are in line for a reason. They're trying to get there to help.
As we sat in this line of traffic at a credentialed checkpoint,
A deep breath
I noticed a different sign.
and a prayer for patience.
A few hours later,
We all know that we all get ugly in traffic.
the same traffic, the same sign, the same message.
All of these people that are out there in the middle of all this, they need prayers too. The families need prayers, the children need prayers.
Donna Ragsdale still holding that sign with a smile.
This is something easy. We could all grab a sign, and whether it says prayers, Jesus, God, pray, love one another, be patient, be kind.
Wanting to help, but not be in the way.
I wanted to do this. I didn't want it to get any attention.
And on this patch of grass, she found her purpose.
I hope that everybody knows that prayer works and God is still out there.
Providing hope and healing.
Just want everybody to pray. God is still in control.
One sign at a time.
Great stories are often hidden in plain sight. And in an unassuming shopping center in West Fort Worth, there's a saddle and boot repair shop where the boots lining the wall all have a story, and so do the hands that give them new life.
When you step inside Cowboy Boot and Saddlery off of Camp Bowie West, you're greeted by the smell of leather and lacquer.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you this morning?
And a friendly welcome from Tommy. His shop repairs boots and saddles and everything leather.
You're bringing life back to the boots.
But what makes this shop special
A lot of our boot makers are passing away.
are the stories hidden in plain sight.
And when you get a chance to buy a pair of them, you know, it's something to be proud of. Because you know they had a history in boot making. They worked all their lives building boots. And, you know, now you own a piece of their history, their life.
Tommy knows each of them by heart.
This fella that builds this boot right here, he's out in West Texas. I like this boot right up here. This is a custom-made boot by Paul Bond. It's shark on the bottom and camel on the top. But it's just your typical cowboy boot.
Across the shop,
Once that's hammered through,
there's Carl Mott.
I mean, I can start something that was just a piece of leather and work it till it's a finished product.
An expert leather worker.
Keeps me busy, it keeps my mind working, keeps me thinking of the next project, the next thing.
His works of art, crafted entirely by touch.
Almost 30 years now that I've been blind.
Skills he learned when he could see.
I was addicted to the smell and the idea that I could put something together and hopefully make it look good. A lot of mistakes, but finally figured out that I could actually line up the little tool, line it up correctly with my fingers instead of the eyes.
A blind leather worker.
I've been, you know, treated like sighted people, just one of the guys, and that's a blessing too.
And a collector of old boots.
And I love history, you know, especially something to do with the old cowboys.
Finding purpose in a dying art.
A lot of people say, well, what difference does it make? It makes a lot of difference to me. You know, I've been on them old ranches, worked on them. I love a good cow herd. You know, if you've never been there and never worked it and took care of a bunch of cows, you don't know where I'm coming from. But if you have, you know exactly. It comes from your heart.
And if home is where the heart is, you'll find no shortage of it here.
People that do leather work and walk into a leather shop, they're like, yeah, this is home.
So What I absolutely love about this story is I have visited this shop for years. I have seen Carl working in the back and had no clue this whole time that he is completely blind.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're perfecting this art is so cool.